Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Steve, and just wanted to make a quick video reaction to the Dallas Cowboys game against the Broncos from last Sunday. And I'm actually a huge Cowboys fan, so we'll start making a lot of these videos. Just my thoughts as things go on. I know we have we're in the middle of the season, Zeke stuff, obviously, and a couple guys, Demontre Moore and David Irving getting ready to come back from suspension. So we have a lot going on. But in regards to the game last Sunday, obviously tough defeat, worst defeat in the Dak and Zeke era. And really, I mean, in my opinion, it was everything that could have gone wrong, went wrong. All these things are obvious. But just some of my thoughts and some of the things that I would want to chime in on in this video is starting with the coaching staff. In relation to our run game, I don't see the diversity that we need within our running game to be productive against elite defenses. Last week, I mean, in my opinion, the Giants are very good to an elite defense. The week before, and we were able to be productive, in regards because their offense was so inept that we kept getting the ball and getting opportunities to really wear them down and really take advantage of the time of possession. But against the Broncos, where our defense really isn't hidden and we need to kind of keep up points wise and take control of the clock as well, we really couldn't get anything established. And I think a lot of that was Vance Joseph coming into the week saying, hey, I like what the Cowboys do. They're well built, but they're very, very simple. They're straight up and down. We know exactly what they're going to do. We're going to try to take away the run on first down, and then second and third down, make Dak Prescott beat us. And we like our chances in that regard because we have the pass rushers and we have the corners to take advantage of them. And they knew the matchups were in their favor in that regard. So their whole focus coming into that game in terms of their preparation for the Cowboys was to shut down the run and get us to pass. And a lot of teams, most teams that we play, that's their focus. They just had the personnel to execute that. But whenever somebody has a plan A against you, you have to have a counter to that. And in my opinion, our counter still has to be trying to figure out how to make that run game work in different facets. And one of the frustrating things is I saw some of these things last season that we had kind of built up, not just running dive out of single back and our basic stretch to the left or stretch to the right, but also jet sweep, a lot of motion, misdirection, some counters, bubble screens, all these types of things that I really didn't see in the Denver game on Sunday that we could have taken advantage of, making those pass rushers have to think, even on second downs, trying to get outside. I mean, where's Ryan Switzer? I thought he was supposed to take over that Lucky Whitehead role, and I've really only seen him exclusively on special teams outside of a couple garbage snaps at the end of the game. That also helps out Dak Prescott, and I think that goes to another area where the coaches failed him. You're putting your quarterback in a situation where they have to go out and throw the ball 50 times against three great corners, Roby, Harris Jr. and Talib, and I'm sorry, but we have a very good wide receiving core. Obviously, Dez is going to struggle against the elite corners because of his route running and really lack of top end speed. Dez is very good in my opinion. I think the criticism that he's getting is a little overblown. The only couple plays where I really am critical of him on was that drop that obviously turned into the Harris pick. And just some of his routes are just turning into 50-50 situations. But other than that, I mean, he's still 2 games removed from that Green Bay playoff game where it was 12 targets, 9 catches, I think 132 yards and 2 TDs. So to these suggestions that he's just a decline, I think Dez is pretty much the player he's always been. He's maybe not winning as many as the jump balls that he used to get, but I mean, he's gone up against 2 elite corners back-to-back weeks. I think his numbers will catch up as we face some easier defenses, just quite frankly, down the road. But going back to the coaches, when our run game shuts down, we go from our double tights or single back to shotgun spread, and there's no in between. There's no let's bring a full back in and maybe do some play action or anything else. It's so easy to prepare for us. We don't do anything scheme wise to purposely free guys up. Now I'm not saying Dak is without any blame. He missed some throws, namely the throw where Cole Beasley on the crosser, and a couple other throws to Dez that have been inaccurate, even in going back to the Giants game. Dak is not ever going to be the most accurate quarterback. I don't expect that of him. I would have liked to see on third downs and even second down pressure situations him use his legs a little bit more outside the pocket, try to get out, try to scramble for a first down. I know. I don't know how injured he is. I know they said he had an ankle injury afterwards. I think it was when he got rolled up on, I think by Shaq Barrett, chasing him down backside, trying to get to the sideline. So, but Dak's in my opinion, a very, very athletic quarterback and somebody that can make some plays with his feet. And he might have to in some of these situations because our coaches, we have a very basic, simple scheme. And with our talent, it's going to work against 80% of the league still. But when we go up against those elite teams, you have to have something else that sets you apart. I apologize for the tears. My tear ducts are crazy. I'm not crying or emotional about this. Anybody that knows me knows my tears are just allergies or whatever it is. Gets out of hand. But anyway, our coaches have to get us back on track and try to come up with some measured way that we can be a little bit more diverse offensively, because right now I'm seeing, even going back I keep saying this, going back to the Giants game, I saw the same things. There's no new wrinkles. Sometimes when you go against elite defense, especially the Broncos, who have done that to other great quarterbacks, they make you one-dimensional. You have to come in with a special wrinkle for those guys. Using your running back in the pass game. I mean, I feel like Zeke just runs the same little flare out to the flats if he's not going to chip, and there's no arrow routes, there's no wheel routes. I feel like, make those linebackers have to work and think twice when he's in the game. We're too predictable with our packages. James Hanna comes in. I know pretty much what we're going to try to run stretch or dive. So offensively, just got to touch up on those things. I think these are all correctable things. Especially after a humbling loss, you're going to have all hands on deck. Guys don't like to be embarrassed, especially as a Dallas Cowboy. Defensively, we just got to tackle. I love Rod Marinelli. My only issue is when you get down by a lot of points, man, you got to take some risk. I know you were shorthanded with the corners. I know you're shorthanded even with pass rushers. But when you get in a situation, you can't just sit and cover two and let Trevor Siemian, of all people, carve you up. You need to go play press man and send some heaters at Siemian. He does not respond well to pressure. You guys should have known that going into the game. And just relying solely on DeMarcus Lawrence to get home every play is not enough. I need to see more Charles Tapper. I need some speed on the edges. I think I didn't see him until later in the second half, and I thought he had a great game against the Giants. So these things I just personally would like to see that I think could help us out. But I expect Sean Lee, Jalen Smith, even Byron Jones to have better football games. I think those were more aberrations and just the perfect storm of the situation, as many others have commented on about the game. But going into Arizona, I mean, it's going to be a tough game, even though they've been struggling. They barely beat a bad Colts team, in my opinion. But Arizona, for whatever reason, historically has always played us tough, and we've lost some games there. For sure. I know it's going to be, we do travel well there. I think it's going to be more of a home environment than it was in Denver for sure. But it's going to be tough. I mean, they still have very, very talented players. They're a very prideful group. And I respect Bruce Arians as a coach. I know he's going to have some wrinkles and some stuff dialed up for us. And I know defensively on Arizona's end, they're going to watch that Denver tape. They're also a 3-4 defense and try to implement some of the same tactics that Denver used. Hopefully we can get Zeke rolling. And get back to our normal 100, 150 yards on the ground, control the clock, and give Dak an opportunity to establish himself in the play action passing game, and lead us back to victory. So with that, those are just my thoughts. I wanted to try to keep this under 10 minutes. Sorry I went over, but yeah, I'll continue to make these videos, after news or every Cowboys game, and any other sports updates. That's just my goal, and just to get my perspective out there. That's why we're called a Fanatic Perspective. But anyway, have a good night. Thank you.